Aflag and Praise TV proudly present Rights in Focus with Aflag.
Many people hear the word feminism and immediately associate it with radical activism or anti-men or even dislike for culture. But is that what feminism truly stands for? At the core of feminism is equality for women in terms of their rights in political sector, economic sector, and also social settings. That is what feminism is for. And it is as a result of feminism that today so many women can be engaged or involved in leadership and so many decision making. However, in Africa and Ghana, when you talk about feminism, people see it as a Western culture, a Western culture that has corrupted women. People refuse to see that it is feminism that has made women become what they are. Women are now able to assert their rights due to feminism, and also women are able to stand against abuse as a result of feminist activism. So in all, feminism is not bad. But do you blame people who think feminism is all about anti-men? No. The reason is because we have a few women who make it as an agenda against men, which is not the core or the purpose for feminism. To help me dissect this topic, for us to truly understand what feminism is, I have with me two beautiful women, a lawyer and an entrepreneur. We have with me lawyer Mrs. Noella Bire Povi. Welcome to the show once again.
Thank you,
And
Amma.
also, Madame Victoria Nashikakwe, who is the CEO of Navek Company Limited. It's so lovely to have you ladies join me today.
Likewise.
It's always good to be here.
Do you call yourself feminist? Do you both call yourself feminist?
I do.
Do you?
I do.
100%. These days, women do not even want to be called feminists because of the negative tag that is associated with it. So I'm glad to know that you own it with your chest.
I do. I actually do.
Boldly.
Actually do. And I do have male friends who are well-to-do in our society, powerful men, also who call themselves, feminists.
Great. So let's start the discussion. How would you define feminism in the African context, Lawyer Noella?
All right. I think basically is seeking gender equality, seeking justice, seeking empowerment. And this is usually based on lived experiences, okay? It's based on our culture. It's based on our history. So at every point in time, you are trying to advocate or seek for equality in decision-making, equality in political space. Then we talk about the empowerment of women. You see, the focus tends to women because within our cultural setting, men have always been empowered. Men have always been the ones at the forefront of decision making. They've always had the power. So if we are looking at balancing it or seeking equality, the attention would be to empower the woman and bring the woman up to the same position as the men are. But if you are looking at it as it's more of gender equality. So if you find we find ourselves in a society where men are marginalized and women are the ones that are of authority or in decision making, then we'll be focusing towards uplifting men. So equality, justice, empowerment of women.
Is what feminism
Yes.
is. Even in Ghana and Africa.
In Africa.
Great.
Yes.
Madam Victoria, a lot of people argue that, just as Lawyer Noella has defined what feminism is, a lot of people are beginning to argue that it has lost its purpose and it does not represent what it is actually supposed to represent, especially in Africa. Do you agree to that?
I agree to that because feminism is actually respecting the value and also balancing, the efforts of the woman at home, at the business place, wherever. It's just balancing, making sure that one is not valued more than the other. So just like having a church Everybody has their own mind in running his or her church. So whatever it is that you bring on this earth, somebody will want to change the narrative to what suits them. So that is what I think is the issue. But going into details, when it comes to feminism is or feminist, being a feminist is just about not against woman or a man, but it's with a woman or a man.
And if I may add to it, as I started with, the core intent of feminism has always been equality, justice, empowerment. Now, it's how it is perceived and expressed. So, in expressing it, how you go about it is what may now cause the wrong perception that it's against men, or it's trying to women as yes. So mostly people.
So you mean, if I'm getting it correctly, is the manner in which women assert those rights?
Some, not everybody. It's
Some
a few people are not able to. When I was defining it, I didn't use the word fight. But basically what we are fighting for equality, we are fighting for justice, we are fighting for empowerment. Now, when we use the word fight, people tend to be extreme with it.
Yes.
And that is what brings about the perception that we are fighting against men. That is what brings about the perception that it's not something that is good.
But is it wrong for men to think that it is a fight against them?
It's because of what they've been, what is going on. What I think we listen to most of the time, the negative side of things than promoting the positive side of things.
Okay, so with that, how did we get it wrong? How did they come up for the negativity to where in my sector, the kind of people I meet and work with, we don't have the negative side because all we do is promote laws. All we do is influence policies. All we do is influence laws. That is what we do. So we don't see the negative aspect of it. But I come to social media, and then I'm seeing the negative aspect, and I'm like, but this is not what we were doing in the boardroom a day or two ago. So what is happening? What is causing that negativity?
Amma, the truth of the matter is that there are some women that are advancing their own personal agenda and bitterness and vengeance. You said I also said that you are advocating for all these things, sometimes based on your personal experiences. So I have found myself in a workplace where I was discriminated against. Or I find myself in a family that I was entitled to something, but because I was a woman, I was exempted from it. So based on that, I may now want to advocate or seek for equality for other women. I should be able to separate my emotions from that which is before me. And that is where some people are unable to. And they now bring in a lot of bitterness, a lot of vengeance, and it's due to their experiences. So that is what brings about that perception that,
it's negative and it's not good for our environment.
Okay. This question, I'll bring it to you now again. I'm bringing it to you because you have lived both experiences. You have lived the experience of struggling from beginning to make it. You have lived the experience of being married. You've lived the experience of not being married. Like you've lived
a single mom.
You've lived all like where you made wealth with a man and then you had to leave empty-handed to start from ground zero. So you have lived all. So tell me, do you think feminism is against marriage and cultural value, like marriage and motherhood? Let me just limit it to these two. Do you think feminism, because you call yourself a feminist, but you're a mother?
I am.
A mother of 4 children, actually. A wife. You get it. And currently a divorcee. Will you say that feminism is against marriage and motherhood?
No, it's not. And I'm going to explain it this way. Because I'm a feminist, I know what I deserve. I deserve a man who will understand and balance my emotions. I deserve a man who will understand and know that I don't have to do it all. He's there to support. I deserve a man who will say that, okay, I'm with you and not against you. I'm going to support your dreams. I'm going to move with your dreams, going to help you. But I don't want to be with a man who thinks
Whilst you
that.
also support.
Whilst I also,
right?
I mean, yes, it
Good.
should be.
Okay.
Whilst I also support. Normally, if I'm in your life, I'm your greatest supporter. I'm your right hand man. I'm pushing you to where you're supposed to be by living your purpose, and you should do the same with me. But you shouldn't say that because I'm a man, it's I'm the best person to make decisions for you. So I don't think that is against marriage, but it rather opens your mind. It gives you the opportunity to know that, okay, this is what I deserve. I deserve a man, and I'm going to state this very clear, to be with me in everything, making decisions together, not a man who will impose his beliefs and rights on me. So that is what being a feminist teaches me. That is why, and it's not like I'm not getting the men. I am.
Oh, of course.
I am. It's just me taking my time and making sure that I don't want to go in again and come out the same, or
Worse off
of the situation.
Yeah.
So if my teenage daughter knows what she deserves, are you going to say that feminist is teaching her to be negative or bringing negative things out? Exactly. So why are we promoting? And I honestly don't understand why we think that if you're a feminist, it means you're against marriage. In fact, every woman in a way is a feminist. Do you know why? Because that woman wants to be treated nice, wants to be taken care of. What are those things?
What their rights.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. If I want to be
Yes.
respected,
Want to
I
be
want
themselves.
Yes. Are you going to call me a feminist and it's negative? No. It's just you bringing balance to the table.
Well, I can't-
And then what we are saying, or what we seek with feminism, is that women should not be limited to those rules. We are not saying you shouldn't be married. We are not saying you shouldn't have kids or be mother. You should not be limited to that. Your life should not be defined basically by that.
Exactly.
Women should be allowed to make their choices. If I want to be married, yes, I should be allowed to be married. If I don't want to be married, it should be fine. And then if I am married, I should be involved in the decision making. I should be involved in all that, it is about the marriage. That is all we are saying. Do not limit the woman. Allow the woman.
If you even think about it, it's actually the basic things.
Yes.
It's actually the basic things. A man, if you leave your home and you get a woman, you want to plan a life with a woman, unless maybe traditionally the woman doesn't deserve to be making decisions.
There's no justification.
And all that. Exactly. Well, there are some culture that they think that they will want to marry even a child off, and how can that child make a decision for a grown man or even
and
partner?
bringing the marriage, the culture part in is where again there is the belief that feminism is against culture. No. Feminism is trying to fight off everything that the culture had set out for us to achieve. What do you say to that?
Are we not changing some things already? Forget feminism for now. We are changing a whole lot when it comes to our traditions and culture.
Anyways.
Yes. So
and you see,
like trocosi system.
Exactly.
Like
Thank you.
Female genital mutilation is off.
Yes.
So yes, of course, we are getting some cultures that were affecting women's integrity. We are getting rid of them.
And I would say that when women make positive impacts, we don't say culture, we don't bring in culture. For instance, when a woman is making strides, is earning lots of money, is supporting the husband, the woman is taking care of the husband, throwing birthday parties for husbands, buying cars for husbands. No one brings in the culture card. Because traditionally, a woman was supposed to be taken care of by the husband. But now women are taking care of their mind. Women are able to do things for men. We don't bring the culture card. But when we are asking for a voice, then we said culturally a woman should not be having a voice. There is a disparity.
It goes against some individuals that think that I don't want to use the word narcissists, but they do have issues. Maybe when we're growing up, they have childhood trauma and all that because they saw what their parents did, but it is actually not negative. It is, again, some few individuals that is promoting being a feminist as a negative thing, but it's not.
Okay, now talking about the equality aspect, because Noella hammered on that now. Looking at how our biological makeup, looking at how God created us and everything, do you think that there can actually be equality, or what we should fight for is equity? I'm asking this because my background and where I come from, my dad preached equality, but not entirely equality, but more of equity. Because I know that, of course, in as much as there are no gender roles, I know personally from my experience that there were certain roles my dad would want my brothers to perform, like pounding fufu. My dad doesn't see why the men are there and we women are pounding fufu. No way for him. So is it like, okay, let's go on a quick commercial break. When we are back, think through this. Let's look at it. Is it equality we are actually fighting for, or is equity that we are looking at? We are going on a quick commercial break. Now, this show is sponsored by Aflag, an organization that supports the rights of women, children, youth, and everything legally, economically, and even socially, and also supported by Oriental Resort Hotel. As you see, this beautiful venue where we are hosting this show. Look at this beautiful garden. For all your outdoor events, come to Oriental Resort Hotel, located at North Legon, and also supported and aired on Praise TV. We'll be right back. Escape to luxury, elegance, and tranquility at Oriental Resort Hotel, your premier destination in North Legon. Whether you are looking for a relaxing getaway, unwind in our spacious, beautifully designed rooms, indulge in exquisite dining, and experience world-class hospitality, enjoy our top-tier conference facilities, all designed for your comfort. Planning a special event? Our beautiful garden provides the perfect setting for outdoor weddings, private parties, and corporate gatherings, offering a breathtaking ambience that makes every occasion unforgettable. At Oriental Resort Hotel, every moment is an experience of luxury and serenity. Book your stay today. Call 0246 518632 or 055 250 4470, or visit our website at www.orientalresortghana.com. Oriental Resort Hotel, where comfort meets elegance. Thank you for staying with us and welcome back. Now, before we went on the commercial break, I was asking about, is it equity we are fighting for, or is equality?
It's both. Sometimes equality is equity.
Okay.
It depends on the context. And I keep saying that give the woman the choice. Let the woman say that for my peculiar circumstance or because of this limitation, I do not want it. But don't decide for me that because I am a woman, I shouldn't have this. So it's equality. Give me the opportunity. Let me come up and say, look, because of my 10 children, I would rather not take this role and stay at home.
Yes.
Give me this opportunity and let me tell you that because of my cesarean section, I do not want to be holding some weight. And then that is based on choice. But give me that opportunity. Give me the ability to make that decision. Don't make the decision for me. That is all we are seeking with feminism.
And I like the part where you started by saying that it's both. It's both equality and equity. Because there are times, for instance, when we talk about equal pay for equal jobs, that at that point is equality.
It's
equality. It's equal job, and it should be equal pay.
Yes.
There are times where we look at, like you're saying, when it comes to maternity leave, paternity leave, as we're advocating for, maternity leave, you should consider that the woman needs more days to heal, whereas the man does not need all of those days because the man is not about to heal. The man is only coming to what?
Support.
So yes, it depends on the context. So we agree that today we are agreeing on this
It's
issue
both.
that it's both. It's both
Yes.
equality
It's both.
and
Yes.
it's equity.
Yeah.
So they shouldn't force it down our
Yes.
throats. They should allow us, give us the choices for us to be the ones to make
Yeah.
the choices. Okay. Noella, okay, back to you again. You've worked with women in different spaces. What legal reforms do you think that Ghana still needs to fully achieve gender equality?
Before I go to the reforms, we're talking about maybe new laws that may impact on gender equality. I want to talk about the existing laws that are not being enforced. You see, we are good at enacting the laws,
Exactly.
but when it comes to enforcement and implementation, then we are not doing it. Then of what use is
It's
it?
not only the
We have Domestic Violence Act. There are women that are still being abused physically, emotionally, economically.
And even if
Because the
institutions
focus-
that have been set,
Yes.
help them, you go there and they are the ones still oppressing you for coming
Exactly.
to report your husband or
Yeah.
your wife.
Yeah.
Yes. That support is not there. You talk of domestic violence. Someone is being beaten. Someone is being raped. I had an issue of a rape matter where the lady wanted to get out, but then it's the man that was providing accommodation for him, for her. She was the one paying for her to learn how to sew. She was entirely dependent on the man.
But there was also a case you referred to me. A
Yes.
young girl
Yes.
who was abused by, is it the same thing
Yes,
you're talking about?
yes, that's the same case, you know. So when it comes to that, you do not even have a shelter
No.
to go to seek that social support. So the law is there, but its enforcement and implementation is a problem. Labor laws, beautiful laws, non-discrimination, equal pay, workplace protection. These things are all there, but they are not being implemented.
We don't even need new laws.
There will be some new laws we still require, but let's start with enforcing the existing ones that are supposed to ensure equality, that are supposed to ensure justice, that are supposed to ensure empowerment, before we push for more. Affirmative action, good, it has come. Let's see that it is being implemented. That aside, we discussed about spousal rights, the bill. The Constitution mandates Parliament to enact a law on spousal rights, ownership, and distribution, and all of that. It hasn't been passed. And this is something that brings a lot of issues in marriages, where women go in naively, support, give monies, and then
For years.
they do not have any evidence.
Exactly.
They do not have any evidence because they do not anticipate that the marriage will go wrong.
Yes.
And now there is a break in marriage. She does not have anything to show that, look, I was part in the acquisition of these properties. So yes, new laws, we expect new laws criminalizing marital rape. We just say rape in general, but when it comes to marital rape, you know, people do not understand how that works.
So for marital rape, I know that there are other jurisdictions, for instance, Nigeria. Marital rape does not exist because the law says that the minute you marry and pay a bride price, you are presumed to have access to the woman's body, or the woman is presumed to have access to your body at any time. So yes, they recognize rape in its broader sense of rape, but not marital rape. In Ghana, it's more or less like we recognize marital rape, but then is it being enforced?
Yes. So all of these things. So I would advocate that let's start with the enforcement of our existing laws. Each and every one of us, we all find ourselves in workplaces. We all find ourselves in decision-making positions where these laws can be enforced. Let's ensure that these laws are enforced, and then we can now advocate for new laws.
Thank you, Noella. So, Vic, tell us, what would you say to men who feel that feminism is pushing for women to replace them rather than for women to balance them?
Until they have their own children, until they have their own daughters.
But some have daughters, actually.
Oh, they do. But that means
they have sisters.
But the daughters are more powerful until they have
care more about their daughters than
their own daughters. Some of them will not understand what it means to be a woman, because you think you have access to your wife, you think you can do things to your wife, you think you can control your wife, but then when you start having female children, then you understand. I know someone who like changed 100% how he was seeing situations and handling after, and especially when the child started turning, started growing. She was like 3, 4, and I realized the man has changed totally. Now he's more with the wife instead of against the wife and listening to the wife. There are others too that will still be very, very stubborn.
So do you think men can become feminists? Men who say they are feminists, do you think they truly understand?
They have empathy. If you, as a human being, you have empathy, you are a feminist.
Yes. And Amma,
That's a good point. I like
yes.
that. If
Yes.
you as a human being,
Yes.
you have empathy.
then you are a feminist.
You don't want to see your wife go to work, come back, you're expected to cook fresh meal all the time. You sit down, drink beer, and do nothing or watch TV. Even if she's in the kitchen and you say, let me do the chopping while she cooks, it's with her. And I keep saying with her.
That's being empathetic, as
Thank
he
you.
said.
Exactly. And being accountable for whoever is in your
So
life.
do you think our culture has made us settle for less?
Hey! Yes.
Okay.
Those times, now that we are trying to come out. I mean, look at the work I do. Who would have thought that a woman can start a borehole drilling company and water treatment company?
For a woman to be
Never
in
in
this
so
industry.
many years.
Yeah.
Even a construction company or even a woman having a gold refinery. Never. But then things are changing.
You do technical things. Like
Yes.
she does really technical.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it is about time for us to unlearn some few things and relearn.
And Amma, it starts from the family,
It does.
as you rightly said. As we are bringing up our kids, if we start showing some discrimination between our male kids and our female kids, then they will grow up with it, thinking that a woman should be limited in this way or a man should be limited in this way. If it's dishes, my male child and my female child should do the dishes.
They should.
If it has to do with weeding, my male child and my female child will both do the weeding. Let them understand that
So will you let your female child and your male child go to war? If Ghana must go to war, can they go to war together?
I'll let any of them go.
If they want, yes, but if for me, if they want to,
But if every family, I need one child of yours to go to war. Ghana is about to go to war.
Whichever.
Baraka and Bakara, who will you give?
Whichever
we'll
that
have
is
a family
willing.
discussion.
You, lucky for you, you have 2 girls, 2 boys. Who will you give to President
I
Mahama
can't
to
give
get?
anyone.
So
I can't.
okay.
No,
What
we
you
need to
decide?
have a family discussion. Who wants to go and die
Because
early?
most men say that when it comes to going to war, we don't fight for equality. But when it comes to money and chores, that is when we are actively fighting for feminism.
So we are fighting for both.
For both.
Equality and equity.
And I must add, you see, when you spoke about men thinking we are trying to replace them, I want men to know that it's not, we are not asking for, we are not competing.
No.
We are asking for fairness.
To be recognized.
We are not saying men should not succeed.
Yeah.
We are saying that both men and women should be given the opportunity to succeed.
To succeed.
So it's not a fight at all. We want to work with you,
Yeah.
as my sister keeps using.
I like
Yes,
yeah.
we want to work with you.
Yeah.
We want to succeed with you. And not that you shouldn't succeed. No, we want to do it together.
No, now having both of you being married people and all of that, do you think that another reason why men do not support feminism is because some say that when you are educated or empowered, there are a lot of bullshit, quote unquote. I'm calling it bullshit because those are things that if you dish out to men, they wouldn't tolerate. The argument is that if you are that educated, they don't have their way with you that easily. So they will want the oppression.
Amma, when you say their way with you, I want to understand. Their way with you. If you want
they
me.
can succeed in in suppressing you, more like, so you know, men talk a lot about submission, but then they most of the time they want a submissive provider. So I'm submissive, okay, and I'm providing, or even providing more than you. Yet you are not supporting in any way. Yet you are insulting me. Yet you oppress me. But I'm supporting you economically because I see you as my partner. So why can't you also see me as your partner and give me that respect? But they do not want that because they feel those that are educated and enlightened will not. So they will rather go for people who are not enlightened, so that these people will allow the oppression, the division. We have a lot of good men, actually, very good men, who are very understanding and will support you and still ensure that masculinity that they need to, you know, put in place is there. And the woman too will be a hardcore and everything, but that feminine aspect is still there. Look at Nashika sitting down. Look at her. You see the ladylike and everything in her, but come to her field, you see her in her working gear, and you will not even know she's the one sitting here looking all feminine. So we need men. I'm just saying this to buttress the point you both made, that we need men to understand that it is all about what? Working together, understanding each other, loving each other, supporting each other, being there for each other, and allowing the opportunities to come for each other without anyone oppressing the other.
I want to add to what you're saying. So I do have very powerful male friends, politicians and all that. And in as much as they are so powerful, sometimes you're talking about educated, the educated ones, they will need me to do or go through their schedule, documents, things for them.
We all
You understand? So a woman being educated is the most powerful tool you can ever have. You know, having a woman you educate. Even I do know friends too that will push their women to continue going to school, to do this course, do that course. You know, and
actually, my husband always says that when he is thinking of empowering me or pushing me to be my best, he's thinking of if he is not there tomorrow, will I be able to give my kids or our kids the kind of life he wants to give them? So it should be such that I would be able to do it without any limitations at all. So see it as we working together. It's the same goal.
Some men actually advise that as a man, never marry a woman who is educated or enlightened. Don't marry her. These are some of the toxic advice that you see some men.
They are missing out greatly.
They are missing out. We do for our husbands.
They're missing out.
You won't have your wife ever do that for you. The support we give to our husbands, you won't have your wife do that for you if your wife is not.
It's only for one reason why they will say that a woman is not she needs to be, you know, very submissive to him. That is the only reason why they think that having an educated woman is.
What do you think the future of feminism is for the younger generation? So we are the millennials. Now, if you look at the Gen Zs are a bit, you know, worse than us.
Yes,
if you look at the Alpha generation, our children. Our children are another.
They are something else.
Sometimes I tell people that this fight that we are embarking on, we may not be the ones to really benefit. It may be even the Gen Zs may not even benefit, but the Alpha generation and then the Beta generation, they are likely to get to the full realization of feminism. Do you
know what's going on? We don't even it will get to a point where we don't even need to advocate or fight or anything. Yes, my daughter, 3-year-old daughter, she knows her rights. She's like, don't wear this. No, she will tell you no. You know, and when you try to control her, unless you make her understand the situation, you get it. So it will get to a point where I think it comes with their system that they know who they are already. You know.
Give your final word.
So, dear our handsome gentlemen, all we are saying is love us, respect us, value us, and have empathy towards us. That's all. And
I would say feminism doesn't need to be loud. You don't need to be out there backlashing or,
Yes.
going after people and all of that. There are certain circumstances that will call for that, but it's not all the time. It starts from the little things we do right from the home, speaking and seeking justice and equality for our daughters, for our sisters, for our aunties, for our mothers. In the workplace, your work colleague, seeking for justice, equality, and empowerment for such a work colleague. That is where feminism starts. And as she's saying, it will get to a point that if we all are empathetic towards each other, if we all see that we are working with each other to succeed, there will be no need for anyone to even talk about feminism, because it will be a part of us. It's just like being kind.
It will be our way of life.
Our way of life. Ensuring that people are treated very well, justice, equality, and they are empowered.
As you heard my guest speak, feminism is no hate for men. Neither is it radical activism. It's all about ensuring that our rights as women are respected and protected. If as a woman, you are going to allow yourself to be defined by societal standards, it would affect you. All we are asking for is that we are given the choices. We are allowed to choose. We can understand that sometimes because of your edge to protect us, you want to help us. But no, if you truly want to help us, give us all the options. Explain the options to us and allow us to make the choice. But don't try to protect us by choosing for us. When you do that, you are imposing. And that is what we do not like. Explain the choices. Let me reiterate. Explain the choices. Bring them before us and allow us to choose. Now, one thing I'm going to say about feminism, which is very important, is that feminism is everything and is not anything. Again, feminism is everything, yet nothing. I say this because feminism to me could mean that I should be empowered, I should be a mother, and I should be a wife. Feminism to Lawyer Noella could be that she just wants to be a mother and nothing else. Feminism to Nashika could be that she just wants to be a corporate woman who is not married, and all of that must be respected. Mine doesn't make me a better woman than Noella's. Noella's doesn't make her a better woman than that of Nashika. At the end of the day, it's about what we want. We need to allow women to decide. If we want power, we are not saying you should move away. If we deserve it and if we've earned it, don't deny us because we are women. Give it to us because we work for it. We protect you men. We support you. So when we call on you to support us, be sweethearts and support us. Thank you so much for joining us today. And also a special thank you to my guest for coming on the show. Over here, we love you and we appreciate your time. So when you come, Aflag has a very special gift for you. Here you have a nice mug. Okay, especially from Aflag. For you, for your morning coffee.
Thank you so much. We
Thank
appreciate
you so much.
it.
And I hope whenever we call
So
you,
beautiful.
You've been consistent, like Bella.
So how many mugs do you have?
She's the lawyer of the show. So
Yes.
please bring all your
Wow.
marital issues, child custody for her.
Yes,
Okay? And
yes,
even insurance.
yes.
She's an insurance lawyer as well.
Oh wow.
Yes, and also for Madam Victoria.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much.
You for
Thank you.
coming. Thank you.
And I've been
also-
admiring her from afar. She's doing
my
wonderful
God.
work.
Thank
Keep it
you.
up.
Thank
You
you
see that
so
last
much.
time when I posted. Please, if you need borehole drilling, if you need anyone to come in construction, everything, all the technical work that has got to do with water,
Yes.
there's no place to go to. Navig Company Limited.
Thank you,
Just
Emma.
look at the numbers beneath. Call me and I'll link you up with Victoria Nashika. It's been nice and see you next time. But make sure that you stay informed, you stay enlightened, and you stay empowered. Thank you and enjoy your evening. Bye.
This show is brought to you by Aflag, Praise TV, and Oriental Resort Hotel.